Okay, so this is our demo number 2, second demo session for our Linux administration course. Okay, so yesterday what we did, yesterday we have discussed some basics of Linux, right? We said what is Linux server operating system. Okay, and uh, we have started with the operating system first of all, right? What is the OS and what are the types of operating systems available? Okay, what is the difference between a client OS and a server OS? And in server OS, what is your Windows Server OS and what is the Linux Server OS? All these things we have seen there, right? Now, let us continue and let us see. Okay, we have seen the features also, right? Features of Linux. Let me just go there. Yeah, we have discussed all these things. What is open source? We know. Okay, what is the meaning of, multi-user, multitask? We know Linux is GUI, CLI, we know this. Okay, and you know, virus free, why it is virus free, we know a bit now. Okay, and what about security? We know Linux is having more security compared to some other operating systems. Okay, and beside Red Hat or Ubuntu, there are many more companies which offers you the Linux operating system. So these are some of the distributions here, some of the very famous distributions we have across the globe. So anyhow, these are some of the Linux operating systems we have seen. Okay, now today we will see how we can download the Linux operating system and how we can install the Linux operating system. Okay, so first of all, we have to download the OSA, right? Although it is free, but there is a certain process we have to follow. Follow that particular process, download the operating system, okay, and then install the operating system. Then only you can do all the practicals. Okay, so just give me 30 seconds, please. Okay, so let us see how to download this. See here, friends, to download your Red Hat Linux ISO image, the first thing you have to do is you have to simply go there and create a Red Hat login ID. Can we download directly? In most of the cases, no, it will not be allowed you to download the iOS image directly. So what you have to do, you just need to create your ID first. So how to create an ID? I have already copied some links here. So I will be sharing all these links with you. So if you want to create a Red Hat account ID, follow this particular link. Like I'll just say copy here, paste. See? So once you go to this particular create a Red Hat login portal, here you can see there are two options. One is your corporate, another one is your personal. So what sort of account type you need? Obviously, this is for your personal use, right? If in case if you're using this in your company, then you have to go with the first option. So as of now, just go with this personal option because as a student, you're using this ISO image, you're using this operating system. So just go with the personal option. So once you select the personal option here, now it will ask you to enter all the details. Like, it will ask you to enter any Red Hat login name, user ID. So this user ID should be unique. It should not be used by any other person. Okay. So in case if it's already used by some other person, it will not allow you to create your account. So just go there and create a unique ID. And then, you have to enter your email address. You have to enter the email address. It can be from any domain, Gmail, Yahoo, Rediff, whatever, but you need to have a email address so that you can enter the email address and that email address will be verified by the Red Hat people. Okay, so select the option as personal, enter any user ID name, a unique user ID name, then enter your email address and enter a password here, and then continue with the configuration. And once you continue with this, you will see all the options there, and these are not much difficult for you to know what exactly it is asking, right? Contact information, like whenever you create any account in any domain, it will obviously ask you to enter your names and your address, your phone number, and all those things. So just enter each and everything there and just say submit. So with this, your account will be created. You will get a notification on your email address. You will get an email from the Red Hat people. And once you verify that email, your account will be successfully created. So to download your ISO image, first thing is you have to create a Red Hat login ID. Okay, so I'll share the link with you. So just go there on that particular link and create your ID. Done. Now, once the ID is created, what next? Once the ID is created, then go to this particular location. RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.x. It can be 9.1, 9.2, or the latest one is 9.4. So just go there and download your image. So let me just copy this here, friends. This is the location. I'll share this link also with you. Go there and just press enter. Now see here, you can see RHEL, download RHEL at no cost. It is free. It is absolutely free. Okay. Now if you just come down here, you will see many other images. See, the latest image what we have is latest Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9.4. That is the latest version. If you just click on download, it will start downloading. But if you again scroll down a bit, now see here, friends, it will show you all the available versions from Red Hat now. Okay, see here what it shows you. 8.10, 9.4, that is the latest one. 8.8, 9.2, 9.0. See, with 7, there is only one option available here. 7.9, that was the last release from the 7.0 family. So 7.9. So whatever you see before 7.9, probably they are outdated. They will not be used in company. So whatever you see here, all these versions are currently used in our companies. So out of all these, versions, which versions we are using? We'll go with the latest version, Linux 9.4. So if you know this Linux 9.4, Red Hat Linux 9.4, can you work on 8.4? Can you work on 9.0? Can you work on 8.1? Like I said yesterday, if you know Red Hat Linux, you can work on Ubuntu or SUSE or Amazon Linux or, Kali Linux, CentOS. There are many distributions available, right? You can work on any of those distributions. These are Red Hat Linux versions here. I'm saying if you know Red Hat Linux, you can work on Ubuntu also. Obviously, some minor changes will be there. I'm not saying like exactly they will be same. If they are exactly same, then what is the need of, releasing a new version every now and then, right? So we'll be going with the latest version. But like I said to my friend, although we go with the latest version, but in case if you have a older version in a company, when you join a company, you will be still 100% eligible to work in that company as a Linux administrator. There will not be any difficulty, my friend. Got it? So from here, you can select your required ISO image. Here it is known as ISO image. So which ISO image we are going with? We are going with this Red Hat. Now, once you go with Red Hat, there are some more things here, my friend. See, here it shows you the hardware architecture that is required here. For example, you can say here it is showing as x86. But here it is showing as boot ISO image. What is this boot? What is this, DVD? All these things we will see. But as of now, you should not select this option, or this option. Just go with this one. X86 64-bit, that is your 64-bit version. And this is a DVD ISO image. And see the size of your operating system, 10.32 GB. So this is what you need to select and this is what you need to download. If you're selecting the first option where it is only 991 MB, that is less than 1 MB, this is just for some other purpose. So do not go with that, my friend. Go with this option. DVD ISO image, which has the capacity of 10.32 GB. Go with this particular option and download the image. So once you click on this download option, the image will be downloaded. So obviously it is 10.32 GB, so it will take some time to download, right? So I have already downloaded that particular image, so I'm not downloading it again. But in your computer, what you should do, you just need to click on this download and it will start downloading. So select your latest version. 9.4 is the latest version. All that is released in April, like 5-6 months before, or at least 5 months before, but still it is the latest version from Red Hat. Okay, so select your 9.4 and then select this option, 64-bit DVD. Just remember this DVD ISO image and the size is 10.32 GB. 10.32 GB. Okay. This is the way we need to download it. So we know how to, create a Red Hat login ID. Okay. And we know how to download this particular ISO image. Done. We have the software available with us, which is freely available over the internet. We can use it for free without need to pay even a single rupee to anyone. So not only we can use this image for our practical purpose, the same image we can use in a company to, launch any application. It is absolutely free. There is no problem with this license and all those things. It is not like your Microsoft. Microsoft is also free, but it is free only for 180 days, right? After 180 days, what we need to do in Microsoft servers, we have to pay money. We have to pay money for the Microsoft server operating system after 180 days, that is after 6 months. And what if you don't pay money? If you're not paying money after 6 months, you know what happens? The free support will be, over for sure after 180 days. Your operating system is not so secure now. It will be very easy for hackers to hack. It is more easier for a virus to enter and spread. So Microsoft will say till 180 days, we are providing you all the support. So 180 days are more than enough for you to realize whether this OS is good or not, to find out whether this OS is good or not. But if you still want to use this OS for free after 180 days, either pay money or you will not get any benefit from us. So there we have to pay for sure. But coming to Linux, maybe someone has downloaded this Linux operating system, let's say 7.0 version or 7.x version in the year, let's say 2018, 6 years before. So for last 6 years, he is using this Linux, Red Hat Linux 7.x version with full-fledged security, with all the features, all the updates and everything without even paying a single rupee. So Linux is free of cost. Usage of Linux is free. But remember I told you yesterday, if Linux people are providing everything for free, how they are running their business? At the end of the day, they need to feed themselves also, right? They need to get some money for themselves also. It's not a NGO. It's a big organization. It's obviously not a NGO. So what they do, they will provide you the Linux operating system for free. But whenever you try to take support from them, for support, they will charge you some money. So companies are more than happy to pay money for support. Obviously, we have to pay money for support, and obviously we have to take support. Okay. So this is the way it is done. So hopefully it is clear now. Okay, so you can simply download this. So if you download, your image will look something like this. See, this is the image. If I go to properties of this image, can you see here, friends? It is showing RHEL and the image is ISO image. It should be in the ISO format. And this is 10 point, total size is how much? 10.3 GB. That is the complete size of your RHEL. 9.x version, 9.4 version. I have downloaded this yesterday only actually. Last night only I have downloaded this. So I'm not again downloading this. If you get an image which is not of 10.32 GB, then you should not use that image. Better go there and re-download your proper image. Okay, done. Now, how to install this operating system? Or first of all, where to install this operating system? So when you talk about your production network, your company's network, obviously you have servers. What are servers? Servers are your big physical machines, right? Let me show you some servers here. These are your servers. You have to take a server, and in this server, you have to do the installation, my friend. But how many of us are using servers in our home? Answer is zero, none. No one is using. So if there are no servers, can we install the operating system and can we use? Answer is of course yes, we can do that. Okay. So in a company, we need a server machine like this. This is a typical server, a high configuration server. In this case, this is actually a Dell server. It can be a server from Dell company, IBM, HP, Toshiba, Lenovo. Okay, it can be your desktop or laptop, or it can be any machine. Linux is hardware independent. It can be installed on any XYZ hardware. You just need some basic hardware there. You can install the Linux operating system. Okay, so anyhow, we don't have these servers in our home. Okay, and the other thing we can do is we can take a server from cloud, from Amazon cloud or Microsoft cloud or Google cloud. But again, how many of you know how to use a cloud? Maybe probably the answer is zero. No one knows how to use a cloud. So what to do in this case? We don't have a physical server in our home, and we don't have the cloud account, or we don't know how to use the cloud. We have zero knowledge about cloud, or we have very basic knowledge of cloud. So in all these cases, what to do? In all these cases, my friend, to do practicals of your Linux administration, you just need to install certain applications in your computer. Whether it is a desktop or a laptop, we just need to install certain things. It can be something like this Oracle VirtualBox. You can see here. See, you can go with this Oracle VirtualBox, or there is something called VMware Workstation. Either of this software should be installed in your machine. This is a software that is related with your virtualization technology. See, virtualization technology is the backbone of our IT infrastructure. Virtualization technology is the backbone of our cloud computing. Without virtualization technology, we cannot even imagine the cloud computing concept. So we'll be discussing about virtualization technology in great details when we go with our cloud computing classes. But as of now, let us just go a bit, briefly, we will understand what is virtualization technology, how we can use it in our laptops or desktops, and how we can do the practicals of the Linux administration by using this virtualization technology. Okay, so in this virtualization technology, these are the two softwares available. One is your Oracle VirtualBox and the other one is VMware Workstation. Now, before we see the virtualization technology, let me just tell you one thing clear here. Oracle VirtualBox is actually recommended. Why it is recommended? Because it is free. Oracle people are providing this Oracle VirtualBox application for free so that students can do practicals. Okay, people can do some R&D. So for that reason, they are providing this Oracle VirtualBox for free. Whereas coming to this VMware workstation here, my friend, VMware workstation is free again only for like 30 days. After 30 days, it will ask you to register. It will ask you to take a license. Maybe probably some people can say, okay, there are some, crack versions available over the internet. You can go there and download that VMware workstation. See, I'm not promoting, piracy here, my friend. Although what is crack version actually? Crack version is actually a version that is copied from the original version, right? By using a illegal way or by using a wrong way, you're using that particular software. So that is a crack version. So I'm not asking you to go with the pirated version. So I'm just asking you to go with this Oracle VirtualBox, which is completely free. Okay. So first thing we have to do here is we have to download this Oracle VirtualBox. And to download the Oracle VirtualBox, also I have a link here. So if you go to this particular link, you can easily download your Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, so this is the link here. And in this link, you can select your OS. So obviously, we'll be using Windows as our host. How many of you are using Mac or any Linux OS or any Solaris OS? No one, right? Literally, no one will use this in our laptops and desktops. And at least 99% people will use our Windows host. Maybe if someone is a hacker or he is learning cyber security and ethical hacking, maybe he can use any Linux operating system in their, laptops and desktops. But overall, 99% cases you will see Windows. So what we have to do here, just go to this particular link and go to this Windows host, select this Windows host and download this particular software. So I'm downloading Oracle VirtualBox for my Windows operating system. So once you download this Oracle VirtualBox for this Windows operating system, it will look something like this. This one, this box will come and just open this. Yes, this is your Oracle VirtualBox. This is a virtualization software using which we can install our Linux server operating system in our machine and we can do the practicals. Without this Oracle VirtualBox, my friend, practicals are not at all possible. I repeat, without this Oracle VirtualBox, practicals are not at all possible. So I'm highly recommending you to go with Oracle VirtualBox. And in case if you already have the VMware Workstation, the license version, well and good. You can still go with this VMware latest version of this VMware Workstation, or it can be like, to Workstation 16, 17 something. I think the latest version is some 1920 is there, but still you can go with any version starting from 16 or above. So you can go with this as well as this Oracle VirtualBox. Now again, the big question here is what exactly this Oracle VirtualBox or the VMware will do. Like I said it will help us in installing the Linux operating system and it will help us in doing all the practicals. Okay, that is fine. But how it is working? What are the requirements for this? How exactly it is working? So let us try to understand that in great details now. So no one will use any physical machines then, my friend. For sure, physical servers. And everyone is using at least a laptop or a desktop. So that laptop and desktop is more than enough. But in that laptop and desktop also, there are certain, requirements we need to have. So we will just try to understand all the details today. Fine. So what are the things we need to do here? RHEL 9.x download and install. RHEL 9.x download and install. So the first thing we have to do is download ISO image. Second thing is not download ISO image. The first thing we have to do here is This is your second thing, right? So the first thing is create Red Hat login ID. So by using this ID, we can download the ISO image there. Okay. Then third one is download and install Oracle VirtualBox. Download and install what? Download and install your Oracle VirtualBox. Fine. Do these things. Then how to use it? See, downloading and installing Oracle VirtualBox is again not a big deal. It is something like, any application. You just say next, 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 finish, right? To install any application, what you do? To install any application, you just say next, 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 and you just say finish. Okay, so that is your installation part. Now, how this particular software is working actually. See, for example, imagine you have a laptop or a desktop with so and so configuration. So I'll go with my configuration, in my hardware. My processor is i5 processor. Normally we go with i5 or i3 processor nowadays. No one is using a processor which is, older than i3 in a way, right? So I'll just go with i5 CPU. And I have totally 16 GB RAM there. And I have totally 1 TB of storage. This is my hardware configuration in my laptop. So you must be having similar configuration, maybe more RAM, or maybe let us say 8 GB. Anyone using less than 8 GB RAM nowadays? No one, right? Even in our mobile phones, we are not getting less than 8 GB literally, right? So at least 8 GB is available in every laptop and desktop. Okay. So let us assume there is a machine with 16 GB RAM. Storage, there is no problem. Processor also, there is no problem. In most of the cases, problem may come with your RAM only. Okay. So as of now, I'm using this particular machine. Now, so the first layer is your hardware layer. Okay. Now, on top of this hardware, what we have? On top of this hardware, we have our operating system. So if you're using Windows 10 or Windows 11, obviously that is the OS we have. Anyone still using Windows 8? Probably no one because it is outdated. Okay, so the latest ones are Windows 10 and Windows 11. So the next thing what we have here is your OS. It can be Windows 10 or Windows 11, any one operating system. So this is your laptop or a desktop, my friend, with so-and-so configuration. Okay, so this is your hardware and this particular hardware has this particular operating system. Now, once you install Windows 10 or Windows 11, you know what happens there? Out of 16 GB RAM, your machine will already used how much GB RAM? Let's say 3 GB or 4 GB is already in use, right? How to check how much RAM is in use now? You know this option, right? In every Windows machine, go to taskbar and we have, task manager here. So if you go to this task manager, we can go to this performance option. In this performance option, you can see all the details. Right now, see how much GB I have here. I have totally 16 GB of RAM, but out of 16 GB of RAM here, 5.2 GB is already in use. And available is how much? Available is 10 more GB. How much is available? 10 more GB is available in my machine. 10 more GB, 10.7 GB actually. It's too much. Okay. But the question here is why it is using 5.2 GB? It is using 5.2 GB here because I'm using many other applications here. I have just connected to Zoom meeting also, right? So Zoom meeting is also using some resources there. So for that reason, it is up to like 5 GB. But see, when you do practicals, you're not using Zoom meeting there, right? You're simply not using Zoom meeting or any other application, so your performance will be much better. Your resources consumption will be much lesser there. So you will not see that much RAM being used there. Okay, so let us imagine out of this 16 GB RAM, let us calculate here. Total is 16 GB minus 5 is approximately 10 GB still available. How much? 10 GB RAM is still available here. Now what to do here, friends? This is your VMware workstation that comes here. VMware workstation, or this is your Oracle virtual box. This is what? This is your Oracle virtual box. So what this Oracle virtual box will do? You know what it will do? It will allow you to divide your physical machine into multiple virtual machines. Very technical terminologies I'm using here, friend. Listen carefully. Physical machine, we know very well, right? Physical machine is something that we can see, that we can touch, and that we can, do all these things. Or what is virtual machine? See, virtual machine is a terminology that you will hear for rest of your life, my friend. When you go with cloud computing, you're creating virtual machines there. So virtual machine is something that you'll be using every time. I repeat, virtual machine is something that you'll be using every time. Over the internet or within the company, you'll be always using the virtual machines. So this Oracle virtual box will allow you to create your virtual machine. So it will take your hardware resources and it will create a virtual machine for you. I repeat, it will take your hardware resources and it will create a virtual machine for you. So what is the need of creating a virtual machine? See, to install any operating system, you need a machine. It can be a physical machine or it can be a virtual machine. Physical machine is your laptop, desktop, or the physical server that we have seen just now. So you need all these things to install the Linux operating system. So is it possible for you to remove your Windows operating system and install the Linux operating system directly on top of your window, on top of your laptop or desktop? Of course, no. No one will do this, right? Why should they remove the Windows operating system? If you are removing the Windows operating system, then it is very difficult for any person to use the machine or to browse the internet or to make any documents, because no one is expert in Linux, right? We are still starting learning Linux. We are not into the Linux administration as of now. So hardly you will see people are removing these Windows from their machine and installing the Linux. That is not at all recommended. If you do in this way, then you need at least two machines. In one machine, you have to install the Linux operating system. In another machine, you have to install a Windows operating system, so that from the Windows machine, you can connect to the Linux machine and you can do the configuration. Oh, it's too much complicated things, right? So you should not do in this way. So what you should do, you just need to install the Oracle Virtual Box. It's what Oracle Virtual Box will do. It will allow you to create a virtual machine. Let me just show you practically first. See, if you go to this machine here, there is an option called new. Already some machines are there. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Already 6 virtual machines are already created in my physical machine. As of now, no machine is working actually. Every machine is in power off state. But still there are 6 virtual machines. So if you want to add one more virtual machine, go to machine and just say new. Enter any name. Okay, say next. There are some more options there. See here now. What it is asking you? It is asking you to select your hardware. It is asking you to select your memory and it is asking you to select your processor. How much GB memory is selected here? 2 GB. How many processors are selected here? One processor. This configuration is more than enough for you to create a virtual machine and install RHEL 9.x version. If you want to increase the RAM from 2 GB to 4 GB, well and good. But the thing is, you need to have that much RAM in your physical machine. You can even increase from like 2 GB to let's say like 8 GB of RAM. Like normally people go with 32 GB RAM nowadays in their physical machine. So if you have totally 32 GB RAM, you can increase your RAM from 2 GB up to like 8 GB. More the hardware resources, better the performance. See, minimum certain configuration should be there. Like 2 GB RAM should be there. Fine, it should be there. But if you go with 4 GB or 6 GB or 8 GB RAM, then performance will obviously increase. performance will obviously improve. Okay, so like this, a Oracle virtual box will allow you to simply create a virtual machine, and inside this virtual machine, it will allow you to install your Red Hat Linux. Got it? If you're not installing Red Hat Linux, you cannot do practicals. So this is the best option available. I hope you saw the option here. So let us go back to the setup here now. So in this setup, what we are trying to understand here, we have a machine, a hardware machine with so-and-so configuration. Okay. And we have installed the operating system. So once we install the operating system, it has already used how much GB RAM? 4 GB RAM. 4 GB RAM is already consumed here. So we are left with around 11 GB RAM. So this is 4 GB RAM. It is already in use. So we are left with how much? 11 GB RAM. Now what I'm doing here is I'll be creating a virtual machine here. This is what, my friend. This is your virtual machine. What is this? This is your virtual machine. Now, when I say virtual machine, this machine must have some configuration, right? The hardware configuration. So what about this hardware configuration? So this virtual machine should be there with minimum RAM 2 GB, CPU 1, and HDD, that is your storage, let's say at least 40 GB. Now, do we have that much in our physical machine? Of course, we do have, right? How much we have? We have totally 10 GB or more than 10 GB free RAM available. Out of that 10 GB, we are taking only 2 GB. We have i5 processor. There are multiple cores inside this i5 processor. So out of all these cores, I'm taking only one course. I have totally 1 TB hard disk, that is 1000 GB. Out of 1000 GB, I'm using only 40 GB. So this much I can take easily from my physical machine. So this Oracle virtual box will create a virtual machine by taking all the resources from your physical machine. I repeat, it will create a virtual machine by taking all the resources from your physical machine. Okay. So after creating virtual machine, what is the use of creating virtual machine? The use of creating virtual machine here is we can now install our RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or any operating system for that matter, RHEL or Ubuntu or Microsoft Windows servers, any operating system we can install here now. Job done. Easy way, right? So if you have at least 8 GB RAM in your laptop or desktop, your laptop and desktop is 100% eligible to install the Oracle VirtualBox, and you can simply create a virtual machine and then you can install the operating system. How to install the operating system probably we'll see in great details in our tomorrow session, but as of now, I hope this scenario is clear. Hardware and the operating system is obviously there with you. The next thing is you have to download the Oracle VirtualBox. Inside this Oracle VirtualBox, create a virtual machine. How to create a virtual machine also we'll see tomorrow, and how to install and download the operating system also we will see tomorrow. Downloading will be with you. I have already shared all the details about the downloading part, right? So you should be ready with your downloading part. You should download your ISO image of RHEL, and then how to do the installation that I'll show you tomorrow. Without installing this, we simply cannot do our practicals. How much theory you can understand, how much theory, how many commands you can remember orally. Without doing the practicals, you cannot remember many things there, right? So you have to do this. You have to install and you have to configure this. Okay, fine. So that was a session for today, friends. It was a session basically on like how to download and download the ISO image. What are the different ways we have? And the other thing is, what is this virtualization, Oracle virtualization? This is actually known as type 2 virtualization. Technically, it is known as type 2 virtualization. What is type 1 virtualization? That we will see in our cloud computing. Okay. And let me just clear some more points here. See, this is just a second demo session. We have not yet started any class actually. Yesterday, there was a demo session which is already available with the management. A recorded session is already available with the management. They will share the recordings with you in case if you want to go through the yesterday's recording. So today is the second demo session. Third one will be tomorrow probably. And we will see how to install the Linux operating system there. Okay, so we are still in very early stage of our course. So if you want to continue with this batch, you just need to follow some procedure there. Contact the management. They will explain you all the procedure. So this is a Linux administration course where you will be learning about Linux server administration. And this Linux server administration is nearly mandatory for every IT guy to learn. If you want to kickstart your career in IT, let's say in cloud or DevOps or cyber security or anything, the first step is Linux server administration. Basics are not okay, my friend. Basics are not at all okay. If 100 people are applying for a job, 90 people will do the administration. Maybe like 8 to 10 people, let's say the lazy people, maybe they just go with the basics. So we are not learning basics here. We are learning the administration. So you can simply, make a career only on Linux. Instead of going into cloud and all those things, you can simply make a career only on the Linux administration. That much scope is there in Linux. Okay. So let me just show you this syllabus here. Again, management will share all the syllabus with you, but I can see some new faces here. So I just want to show you something. This is actually a package where you will be learning about Linux, Windows, as well as the AWS web services. If you want to come for complete package, probably you'll get some discount and all those things. Again, you need to contact the management. Okay. But as of now in Linux, what we are learning, this is what we are learning in Linux. We are starting from very basis, very scratch level, and we'll go up to the advanced level. This is only for Linux. Okay. It will take around 40 days. Let me just write everything here. So the complete duration will take maximum 40 days. And fee for Linux administration will be 5,000 Indian rupees. And like, my friend, if you want to come for Linux and Windows and AWS package, you will get some discount there. AWS is also for like, 45 days. And for that also fees is 5,000. So if you come in package, I'll provide Windows, some of my Windows server recorded sessions. So you'll get these Windows servers for free. This is actually the complete package. But as of now, this is for Linux. But again, no one will simply learn the Linux and go for the jobs and try to make a career. With Linux, AWS is needed, or with AWS, Linux is needed. Both are mandatory, my friend. If you want to start your career in cloud, obviously you have to go with AWS. But with AWS, you need to have your Linux server administration. Got it? I hope the package is quite clear for you. Linux, AWS plus Windows servers. Okay, but as of now, this is the batch where it is all about your Linux server only. So if you just want to join for this course, then probably you'll be paying this much to the management. Done. So that's it for the day, friends. This is the second demo session. I'm here for like at least a couple of more minutes. If you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to clear your questions. See, every session will be recorded here and all the recordings will be shared with you. And every day you have the option of interacting with the person, with the trainer. I'll be handling AWS, Linux, as well as Windows servers. You have the option of interacting with me through chat box. You can see chat box here. I'm just saying the message here like, hi. So you can simply send a message in the chat box, a question actually, whatever you have, a query or a question, you can interact with me through chat box. And at the end of the class, if you want to talk to me directly, you still have the option of unmuting yourself and you can interact with me. But in the middle of the session, let us keep these sessions more organized because, hopefully you will revise these sessions again and again to get more perfection and more clear idea. Better you revise at least once. So then, you just go through the sessions. If the sessions are neat and clean, you will be more interested in that particular session. So in the middle of the session, try to avoid using your, earphones or whatever. Just try to use your chat box to send the message. But at the end of the class, you can simply unmute yourself. Okay, so the first demo session will be available with the management. Probably they will share you the link once the demo is finished. Yesterday's session, so go through the yesterday sessions, and today was the second demo session. So yeah, we have discussed something yesterday as well as today, right? So before we go into the actual practicals and actual administration and all those things, we just need to prepare our ground. So once the ground is prepared, then we can play our game. That's it. Okay, so that's it for the day, friends. I'm here for like 30 more seconds. Any other doubt, we will see, or else we can stop the session for today. I just want to say one thing. Learning Linux is like you do something good for yourself. So when you learn, where you learn, with whom you learn, that's a different case. But you know, as an IT guy, if you know the concept of Linux, you're doing something good for yourself. Forget about a company. Company will look for a person with good knowledge on Linux. But see, when you go and search for a job, when you apply your resumes, when you upload your resumes somewhere, if you mention basics of Linux, you know you're not highlighting yourself properly there. Like suppose if I try to write something here, I'm just trying to write something here. See, you can see this clearly. I just said India here. You can see this clearly. This is something like administration. But if I just learn the basics, it will be something like this. Is it easy for you to see what I have written there? No, right? Linux will, you know, make your resume more strong. So with cloud, if you have Linux, and with Linux, if you have cloud, that is the best way to kickstart your career in this field, my friend. Okay, yeah, that's it for the day. I think there are no more questions, so we'll stop the session here, and we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 7 a.m. India Standard Time, and we'll probably go with the installation part today's installation part tomorrow. So installation also will have like many things to discuss, so we'll see this too. Thanks a lot, friends. Take care. Bye.